Hi everybody, welcome to Happy Hour with Baroness. It's me, Maria. I decided to do a special video blog tonight. It's gonna be probably short, but straight to the point. Before I begin, I want to say a special thank you to Henry from Real Radio Show. Henry, along with Frankie D and Frankie D's wonderful wife Patricia, and of course Henry's son Mike. They're all personal friends of mine, and Henry, I call him my little guardian angel because he has sent some of the acts that need a booker and promoter to help them out. So one of the bands I'm going to be helping out is called Orange Grove. They are a fantastic skag band. Think of Sublime, and that's these guys. Amazing. They're from the Netherlands. I'm going to put up their website. They're going to come in June. People, you need to come to New York City to check them out. I have booked them in some amazing venues, so I'm going to say right now. But they're amazing, and I'm so excited. This is really great. Number 2, as you all know, I got the part for the movie. Nightmare for me, because I don't speak Spanish. I was actually told that I butcher the language. I sound too much like a white girl. So I'm praying that they don't dub me, and they're praying they don't have to. I have to learn at least my lines in Spanish because it's going to be an HBO special on gang life, and they want to do it in Spanish, you know. This is going to be a lot of fun. A half Cuban, half Italian woman being Boricua. Do I look Boricua? Not now. I hope I do for the movie. Doesn't matter. That's what I'm acting for. If Jennifer Lopez could pretend she's Italian, and there's no way that girl looks Italian, then I could pretend I'm a Boricua. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, this video is going to be about survival. As you all know, I have unfortunately a history. Well, I don't say unfortunately, I'm going to take that back. I have a history of violence, a history of abuse, a history of very toxic people that have, came into my life, whether it's family members or friendships or even boyfriends. But I've survived it all, I've overcame it. And I refuse to be one of those. I will never label myself as a feel-good life coach, guru. Honey, they're all full of crap. Buy the hype. It's fantastic. I believe in the secret. I just don't have to be like, oh, the universe, how these people are. They're all like, oh, mystical. It's not that mystical. Be positive. You feel good from the inside. It shows on the outside. You attract goodness. You also attract a lot of crap. You avoid the crap. You focus on the good. You do more good than bad. End the story. That's the whole secret. Jesus taught that. Look it up in the Bible. Just saying. Anyway, this is about survival. I'm sorry. That was probably really mean. I'm probably going to get my head bit off by a few friends of mine. Like, how could you say that? But I just did. But I'm a realist. I could be optimistic, but I'm also a realist. And you have to have a good balance in life. You have to, take everything good and bad and ugly and everything in between and learn how to keep yourself balanced. Because if you don't, especially in the city, it's going to eat you alive. So whatever you do to make you feel sane and secure and good, do it, as long as it's within legal limits. I'm going to say that, it doesn't matter about your faith or anything else. Just do the right thing for you. Don't worry about anybody else. Anyway, survival. So here's the story. Here's the situation. One of my first boyfriends was extremely abusive. Was never allowed to say that he was seeing me. Was always cheating on me. Was a rock star in a band. Thought he was, my friend used to call him Sebastian Bach. Real piece of crap kind of a guy. Very mentally, physically, all kinds of abuse you could think of. Thank God it wasn't long, but it was long enough to do some serious damage. So he was in my early 20s. He was very young, very naive. And, like I said, it didn't last long. And I was the one that dropped him. I dropped his ass. At least I was smart enough to do that. Dropped his ass, moved on with my life. But I left with a lot of wounds, and a lot of damage. At the time, I also had a best friend who I thought was my sister. We were blood sisters from childhood. We've been best friends from childhood. haven't spoken to the girl in almost 10 years. I haven't seen the ex since my early 20s. Later on in life, I would say closer to my 30s. My 30s, I was led to believe the ex died. OD, heroin, whatever. I don't remember the story. It's not important. I just hit 40 recently. 40 and fabulous. Damn proud of it. And, I'm allowing a small, select few from my past into my life. And I have been allowing that for probably the past year. So what happened is one of them used to be friends with these people. And if you're on Facebook, you know how they have the news feed and stuff like that. One night I was on Facebook and I saw a photo popped up and I was like, oh, that's cool. Show, whatever. I'm nosy. Take a look. Why not? We'll do it. That's news for you to be nosy. Looked at it. And lo and behold, there's my friend. Kind, good person. With the dead. Lo and behold, he risen from the dead. Yeah. I was a little disturbed. I wouldn't say I was freaked out, but I would say it brought up questions. So I did some research. Come to find out, it has nothing to do with my ex. I do not put any of this blame on him. He probably has no clue that this girl was lying. But this lying, conniving little, I'm just going to have to say, this lying, conniving little bitch got busted in all her lies. You could say about 15 years worth of lies came undone. Hit me at once. It was like a tank shot out and hit me at once. So I've been dealing with a lot of, scooping through the poop, as many people say. But I could do one or two things. I could let it bother me and harp on it and become angry at it. Or I could be like, all right, this is the reality. They're not in my life anymore. They're meaningless. They always have been irrelevant. Move forward. I'm obviously moving forward as I'm talking about this. I was debating of getting in contact with her, but the truth is I feel that it's 15 years of an explosion. It'll be like an atomic bomb, and I'll go off in this bitch. What do I do about him, right? I mean, eventually he's going to realize who I am if he hasn't already. He's going to reach out to me. How do I handle that? Well, he's pathetic. He's stuck in this era that he never grew up at. And I look at myself from when I was 20 years, ago, when I was a young 20-year-old girl, to where I'm at now, and I'm like, wow, I've definitely evolved and changed and became who I am today. He's still in his, probably 50s now, thinking he's still a rock star. It's pathetic. So I feel like there's nothing I can say to him. If our paths ever cross, because we live in a city where it could happen. Hopefully it doesn't. But if it does, I have nothing to say. I mean, I could allow all that I wanted to say back then to come out. Or I could rise above it and say, the heck with this. I'm not that person you remember. Take a good look at me now. You should have treated me better then. So long, friend. That hurt you. And you are in a different presence where you are now, who you were then. Remember that. They can't take who you are. They can't take anything from you. They can't even take your history. They'll try to own what they did to you, and you're really going to let them own that? Go ahead, own all the damage you tried to do to me, but you didn't kill me. You stumbled me. You may have broken a leg, but bones are easily to heal. You didn't kill me. That's the attitude you need to have. Remember that. They can't take away who you are now. They sure as hell won't take away who I am now, and now they're going to probably fear me. Just remember, you're above that. You're better than them. You always have been. You just didn't know that. You know it now. And if you don't, then go to the mirror and tell yourself, I'm better than them. 10 times a day until you actually believe it. Well, on that note, I am going to let you all go. And it's a short message. I really don't have anything to say to them. Like I said, I've chosen to walk away. I tend to do that a lot. I think you've all noticed that I tend to walk away a lot. But my life is too important and my time is too precious for such nonsense. And that's the way how I feel, and I hope you feel that way too. So, I'm going to test you all a good night, but before I do, not water, I promise. I just bought this a few days ago, or I'm lying. I just bought this about 3 weeks ago. This is phenomenal. It's a flavor vodka, and oh my god, it's fantastic. You have to try this one. They have all flavors, so I want to buy all flavors and try it. This one I'm drinking vodka, no carbs, technically only 64 calories, but I don't know how much this bad boy has. I had to go look it up. But what I did is I mixed it with Diet Coke, and I put about 1 ounce instead of 2 ounces, because I think it's 2 ounce 64 calories with vodka, but I only put 1 ounce because it does have sugar flavor to it, and lots of ice, although it's melting because I've been blabbing away. And I'm going to touch you off with this. So my darlings, remember, rise above it. Be better than the rest, because you already are. You just need to be reminded once in a while. Looking forward to talking about the next subject. The next subject is going to be about some dating advice. I just need to think about it more, how I'm going to advise this person that sent me an email. But I got it. Don't worry about it. One person. I'm going to do the hand gesture. Well, it's going to be more than one person when they see this. But per requested. Remember, you have to. All right, my darlings. Until then, have a wonderful evening. Good night. God bless. Salute.